So if you want to be popular on YouTube and popular with the kids, you make videos like this. This is one that just came out yesterday. It says, Elon Musk being a genius for 10 minutes. And the thumbnail reads, I never give up. This is done by Farzad. And what he did, he put a bunch of clips of Elon Musk being a genius for 10 minutes and plays stuff like this.
At this point, I think I know more about manufacturing than anyone currently alive on Earth.
So as you can see, Elon Musk knows more anything about manufacturing than anyone else on Earth. And in fact, he's the biggest genius in the history of the whole world. Moreover, if you make these kind of videos, you can see here, this is on the video December 3rd. You can sell people vitamins and get this, robots are coming t-shirts. I'm not making this up. This is over on Farzad's website, $29.69 for the robots are coming. You got 3 different variants of these things, and get yours today. I point this stuff out to you guys because I want you to see like sort of the system in place and sort of what the kids want, and also try to give you the truth on how the world really works. Moreover, this is kind of funny. If you take the video, Elon Musk being a genius for 10 minutes, you got motivation, genius, Elon, leadership, these kind of stuff, visionary, all these things. But I want to give you guys a realistic perspective of what leadership, vision, genius is, and why the kids think that Elon Musk is the only and greatest genius that ever lived. Most of these kids, they essentially grow up watching Iron Man, right, the movie. And they see Tony Stark, who I need to tell you is not a real person. Tony Stark is a fictional character played by an actor, Robert Downey Jr. And for some kids, that might be shattering news to hear that this is not a real person. And this is not real. This is all a movie that he, sits around in his office all day and builds essentially robots with 3D holograms and a talking AI, right? So again, this is a movie, and I want to share something about Avengers and Iron Man and stuff to you guys at the end. But this is what people actually think. They think that there's some one guy all by himself, just like Tony Stark here / Robert Downey Jr. is all by himself building stuff. And he alone can make all of these kind of robots. This is the founding of Tesla. You can go see it for yourself. It's over on Wikipedia. But I just want to go through it with you guys if you've never seen this stuff before. The company was incorporated as Tesla Motors on July 1st, 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Eberhard and Tarpenning served as CEO and CFO respectively. Eberhard said that he wanted to build, quote, a car manufacturer that is also a technology company with its core technologies as battery software and proprietary motor. So that was back in 2003, right? You had Eberhard and Tarpenning founding Tesla. Third employee, Ian Wright, comes in. You guys can see there's joined a few months later. And then in 2004, company raised $7.5 million Series A funding, including $6.5 million from Elon Musk. So Elon Musk comes in, it looks like here, the fourth person. He had a whole bunch of money from PayPal. And then you had another guy, J.B. Straubel, joined Tesla in 2004 as Chief Technical Officer, okay? And now here's the key line at the very end. A lawsuit settlement agreed to by Eberhard and Tesla in 2009 allows all 5, Eberhard, Tarpenning, Wright, Musk, and Straubel, to call themselves co-founders. So, for us, being on the outside, who knows the kind of conversations that these 5 people had, but we know that there's a lawsuit and there's definitely some sort of dispute on who founded Tesla. And I just want you guys to understand this. But I think it should be clear it's not necessarily Elon Musk alone. Again, though, the kids watch Iron Man. They think this is how the world works, that one person by himself with whatever AI builds all the robots. And they think when they watch this kind of footage, Elon Musk is the greatest genius and he knows more about manufacturing than anyone in the earth. For real. People actually think this stuff. But I have to demonstrate these things because this is why people buy t-shirts, because they live in sort of this fantasy world. And it's perpetuated by YouTube. Moreover, if you read through comments, this is a real comment, guys. This came in just a little bit ago. You can see here, who on earth would trust a Korean to understand the U.S. truck market? So that's referring to me. This video is just an unsymmetrical guy reporting to his biases. I replied, I'm not Korean. This is real. And the person replied, and I'm showing his reply just to be fair. He says, cool, maybe I should do more research and not allow my personal bias to sway my opinion like you should do heavy on the research. So guys, I read everything. I look at everything. I have a lot more experience than what you probably realize. I'm pushing 50, and I share these things with you because this is just the reality the vast majority of people on YouTube are 20-year-olds that never really worked a job, so they don't really know. And they're making content for essentially high school students or people of high school mentality who don't have any experience. And the only experience they really have is watching movies like Iron Man. So I want to show you, though, that how this sort of myth and sort of culture is pushed, though, because this is very real, guys. When Tesla does a delivery event, so like this is the Model S Plaid delivery event, Elon Musk comes out and says, "Hey guys, I'm Elon Musk and this is my car." And then he keeps talking about, "Hey guys, I'm Elon Musk and this is my car. These are our designs and stuff like that." And he's just basically Elon Musk on stage. And I'm going through this because I want you to literally see for yourself. I'm not just making random stuff up, right? This is Elon Musk on stage. Moreover, this is the Cybertruck event, and he's like, "Hey, if he's in the dark for whatever reason," but I mentioned in another video, but it's all Elon Musk. It's the Elon Musk show. "Hi guys, I'm Elon Musk. This is my car, and welcome to the event," etc. and etc. And this is the semi and roadster. "Hey guys, I'm Elon Musk," and he's on stage. "This is me. This is my car. This is my company." And it kind of feeds into that narrative that it's only him and him alone, just like Tony Stark with the robots that build and work over at Tesla, right? That's why the kids believe this kind of stuff. And I want to show you guys in a contrasting way of thinking about things. So if you watch any kind of Apple event, and for those of you who watch this stuff, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm getting at here. Tim Cook comes out. He says, "Hey guys, I'm Tim Cook. Welcome to Apple. We got this new phone. It's going to be the greatest phone of all time." They always say that. But one thing I want to point out, though, with Apple, and you can kind of go through any of these videos, and this is why I'm just showing you guys the video yourself. I'm not just making random things up, is you actually see other employees at Apple, right? Be it like a technical officer, design officer, or whatever, right? AI officer, etc. I mean, AI is a hot thing, but you understand that there are other people that work at Apple. And moreover, I want to point this out to you. Just think about it. If you work at a company, say like a Tesla, and let's say you had like a really big, hand in the project of designing the Roadster or the Cybertruck, stuff like that. And then like every time you make a big public announcement, only Elon goes on stage and takes credit for everything. You guys understand what I'm saying here? Whereas in Apple, right, to Apple's defense, and I'm not saying Apple's the greatest company in the whole world to work for. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying, at least in their presentations, I can see other people work at the company, right? And it gives other people like some credit. And this is something that I want you to think about for your life, be it a young person, old person, or whatever, is that when you run a company, when you run a team, etc., how do you give credit to other people, right? Do you never mention them at all? You just say, "Hey, my name is, Elon Musk. I built this car. I'm so awesome. The critics didn't think I could do it. And we, we did it," right? But you only see him. That's the kind of how he talks. Or do you want to bring out like other people and say, "Hey, we're over here at Apple and I'm on this team, et cetera, et cetera." So, my opinion, of course, is that you should include other people on the team, give other people credit. That's just my opinion. I think that's a good way to run a company. Apple hasn't always been like this. They haven't always showed everyone, right? In the past, it was the Steve Jobs show starring Steve Jobs. It's a real thing. But, things change over time when you kind of mature in these kind of things, right? But not every company ever does that, right? There's some companies that will maintain I'm the solo person, only person that works here, and everyone else is kind of kicked off to the side. Moreover, I want to show you guys this. If you Google Tesla corporate governance, right, and you can do this for any company, just type in corporate governance, and whatever company you want to look at, you can actually see like who are the leaders, etc. Now, what's interesting about Tesla's website, and this is sort of why I'm showing you guys this thing, right? This is Tesla corporate governance. So they do have Robin on here. She's the chair of the board of directors. I can see that. But they don't have anyone's picture on here, right? You can see this. So there's the leadership: Musk, Andrew, Tom, Vaibhav, right? And then you have the board of directors. You can see who's on these things. And it looks like Strauss's still there. It's funny because remember we just talked about him. And then you also have James Murdoch is on there. He was one of the Fox people. And then, actually go back here. Then you have Kimball, which is Elon's brother. You go over to the Apple governance, right? I'm just showing you guys. I'm trying to show you exactly what I'm looking at. And you can see here, you have everyone's picture on there and you have their jobs, etc. So and this matters because this is sort of how a company presents itself. It's how a company operates and sort of like how you give recognition to other people who work at your company. And so I pose this question to you for those who want to be leaders someday, CEOs someday, these kind of things. Which choice would you make? Do you put your coworkers and your heads of departments pictures on the website, Do you put their names on there, etc.? Do you allow them to talk in the presentation? Or do you take all the credit by yourself? It's a simple question, right? And you got to make these decisions when you're in these kind of positions. I get it. I get it more than you know. If you're a kid, you think, oh, the whole world is like just like Iron Man and Tony Stark, and you've never thought about these things before because you think that one person invents everything and does all the work all by himself. That's how you think. But I want you to understand that there are other people out there in this world. There are other people you work with, and part of the world is learning to get along with them. Now, I want to show you a story about the Avengers, which I mentioned to you, because like your worldview changes when you understand how the sausage is made. So actually, I was on set for the Avengers during the Korea leg, Age of Ultron. I write about this stuff in my book, and you can please take a look at it. It's a complicated topic, but I want to share with you like a story about this that you may or may not know. So you probably wouldn't know. Very few people will know the story. So actually, the Korean government sponsored a lot of the Avengers: Age of Ultron, and in fact, they put a ton of money up. They put fire, police, closing all the roads. And this is real money to use like public servants to do all these kind of things, and it kind of really disrupted regular people's lives. And because you're like, oh god, what are they doing? They shutting down this road again. They're filming Avengers again. This kind of stuff, right? And so the way that they pitch it to people, the reason why we're using taxpayer dollars to film the Avengers in Seoul, in Korea, is because, we're going to create this like amusement park kind of thing, and people are going to come and say, oh, this is where they filmed the Avengers. This is so awesome. Movie comes out. The Korean leg, the part that I worked on, was a very small part of the movie. They had a bunch of footage that they didn't use. And in fact, there was a proposed scene that didn't make the final movie, where Iron Man was supposed to save, a bunch of people from the subway accident in the like one of the famous areas of Korea, in Gangnam area. Like if you know Gangnam style, like that's the or Gangnam, I should say, or whatever, you understand. But basically, they cut out a whole scene where it was like really identifiable Korea, and people were actually pissed that this whole thing was cut, that they spent all this money and there was no credit given to the Koreans. So basically, after that, when they filmed the Black Panther, which I'll show you guys here. It's the Black Panther, and this is was filmed in Busan, where I live right now. And again, you wouldn't know these stuff unless you worked in this stuff. They actually purposely, when they filmed this thing, is they showed a lot more of Korea. They had people like, this is more like, you can see more Korean signs. They start out with like a lady speaking Korean, right? This old lady, where is she? Yeah, she's right here. Oh, no, that's her. I just want to show you guys this stuff. It was like, there she is. She's like speaking Korean, and they wanted to like really emphasize that this is Korea. Why? Because of the experience that they had with the Avengers movie, when like Korea was completely unidentifiable, even though the government gave them a ton of money to try to raise awareness for Korea, right? It's not hard to understand. The point is, though, is that if you want to maintain relationships with people, you want to give credit to other people, because this is just how the world works. And think about it this way. If you've ever, and I want to mention it again very clearly, if you ever worked on a project or did something that, you spent a lot of time on, and then your boss takes all of the credit, like how do you feel about that, right? And it may not even be your boss. It could just be your coworker. If you spend your time working on something and then your coworker takes all the credit, gets all the recognition, how do you feel about that? And so, I point this stuff out because, guys, I understand, it's frustrating for me because the way YouTube works is just this preparation of like, this person is a god, and we should, not give up like him, and he knows everything about manufacturing and stuff like that. And moreover, people not only perpetuate the myth, they sell t-shirts regarding that. And that's the true definition of a fanboy, fangirl. And so, when I try to tell people about the way the world really exists, it's like so bizarre to them. Moreover, if you watch all these kind of social media people, which I'll show you here, take a look.
You can see we had these awesome badges. I don't know if you can really see.
Yeah, but basically it says most valuable.
Most valuable refer, but look at all the fingerprints.
Yeah. All right, we're on the bus driving into the Gigafactory. They're taking us to the entrance. We got these crazy day passes that are actually metal, and it says most valuable refer.
And these are our referral winner badges. Coolest badge by far. I don't know.
They like, hey guys, we got these badges. We're preferred people, and they go through like sort of the whole narrative. The thing is, though, if you get to sort of the end, which is really quite fascinating, this has to do with the Cybertruck social influencer thing. No one actually got to be in the car or test drive the car. Listen to this.
Because, don't get us wrong, the event was awesome. It would have been cool to do some test rides.
Yeah, I kind of missed out on that, but I can't remember. It seems like some of the other events we've expected test or hoped for test rides in the past, and unfortunately they didn't have them. But I thought they had so many Cybertrucks there today.
There were a lot.
They were everywhere.
Yeah.
And
And we know that really only a few people have actually driven this thing. And so I kind of been talking about this for a long time. I know it's like why are you talking about it so much? It's just a hot topic right now, and it sort of raised a lot of things that I wanted to share with you of like when you watch things and stuff like that, be critical of the things that you see, right? Understand that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the curtain, and understand too that if you have like certain particular questions that are not answered, that means they're not willing to tell you. The question that essentially was on my mind with this whole thing was, can the Cybertruck really be an off-road vehicle? Because that is the key thing that they are marketing. They let no one drive it or test drive it, this kind of stuff. And moreover, they only gave it to like a few people to drive, but they're only like on a track or road. No one was actually off-roading this stuff. And so I just wanted to illustrate sort of the smoke and mirrors that go behind the scenes. And again, ask yourself this question. If you're the leader of a company, if you're the CEO, leader of a team, do you give credit to other people on the team? Or do you take all the credit yourself and say, this is me and me alone, and I'm so awesome? And, honestly, guys, in the YouTube world, that's the latter, right? The I'm so awesome, it's me and me alone. That stuff is really popular, but it makes me feel very uncomfortable to sort of teach people to behave in that way because, again, there are way more people in the world than just one. And I think, in my personal opinion, as a leader, you should give credit to the people who do the work. So I appreciate your time. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this topic, and I'll catch you next video.